my friends. Hello, Dominix and Galaxy Wanderer and CEO and Olympia. Mortis, MNC, Jose, Destructicon, Bignoli, Diego Zaki, High Level Hitlam, Galaxy, Ave Solo Jake, hello, and Mappy XD. Thank you so much for your sub. That is the first sub of the night. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And A B click I dot X D shaka. Hello, pumpkin lunatic. Hello. And Tony Morales. Thank you as well for your sub. Thank you. D click O N Y M O R A L E S T. Hello logo. What's up? My friends, I rediscovered a trigger yesterday. And it hit me like a lightning bolt when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love that thing. And I haven't done it in a very long time, but I'm pretty sure I've done it before a very, very long time ago. But this is it. I love this trigger so much. Sinchobe, thank you so much. I did not see your dono. It might have been before I started. Let's see. Yes, can I have a weekly reading whenever you have time? Absolutely, Sinchobe. Absolutely. Yes. Let's see what the cards have for Sinchobe. How was y'all's weekend, by the way? How was y'all's weekend? Did anything really fun happen? Did anything really crazy happen? Did you see any cute dogs? Go on any good walks? Let's see what the cards have for Sinchobe. The weekend was chill compared to last. That's good. I went to the aquarium, saw some seals. Nice. Alright, first we have the High Priestess. The Three of Wands. Ooh, and the Three of Swords. Okay, Sinchobe, I'm getting the sense that there is a friendship that you're engaging in that you know is going to end abruptly. You know how sometimes you make friends at camp and you know you're having so much fun together, and as you say the words, we're gonna be friends forever, you're 15 or 16, you know by then, as you say the words, that you're lying, and you're not gonna be friends forever, but it's like what you say. It's like what you say. That's kind of the vibe here. So it could probably be like a work relationship or like just a friendly relationship where things are feeling sunny and happy and good. But I think that you have a sense, a knowing that things will not be forever, no matter how often you say it, no matter how much it feels like it. You know that there is a non-eternity to this relationship that's forming. I'm waiting for the day when Sinchope gets reading. It's gonna be a great day. You're gonna find $20 and play games all day. It's not necessarily gonna like end in flames or anything like that, this relationship, and it's also not, I don't think, going to be like a surprise to you because you see it coming, right? But I think that you have a deep knowledge, a deep sense, a deep knowledge, a deep sense that this fun is not forever, and that the relationships formed will be relationships that break in the future. Let's get an oracle card as well. An oracle card for Sinchope. Let's get an oracle card for Sinchope. We've gotten this one a lot, I feel like. I always say this K in the middle as if it's Spanish, but this is Hebrew. I have no idea how you pronounce Q-U-E in Hebrew. It might be Kwa, right? It might be Almaquedam, but I feel like Almaquedam just comes more easily to me. I don't know, that's why I always say it like that. When two souls encounter, they welcome romance. Their hearts are bonded, and fate becomes unbreakable. And their hearts are bonded, and fate becomes unbreakable. Yeah. This is reminding me of Love is Blind. Something that they say a lot in the show is like, love is blind, but is love enough? Love is blind, but is love enough to foster a marriage, to lay the foundation for a marriage? No. Scratching posts are enough, but are they enough to make your cat not scratch on the carpet? I don't know. Love is blind, but is love enough to lay the foundation for a marriage. And what I get here is that like there's a lot of real love and affection in these relationships that are forming, but the other stuff isn't there, you know? The other stuff isn't there. The life circumstances are not lining up for y'all to have a forever friendship or whatever it is. And that's okay. You know, you can't be friends with everyone on the planet that would be a good friend potentially. You can't be lifelong friends with everyone. But you can be temporary friends with a lot of people, and temporary friendships are still very real and important, okay? Thank you for letting me read for you, Sinchope. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that it resonated. Go Blue, I hope that your day gets better. Thanks for stopping by. My weekend was quite good. I went to see my sister and her performance in her school orchestra. Ooh, that's fun. Cheered my friend who ran the NYC marathon hungover as fuck. LOL, that's amazing. WWJCD. Oh, that's amazing. Pop. Space Jump. Thank you for your sub. Thank you, Space Jump. Thank you, Space Jump, Space Jump, Space thank you for your sub. S click B sk A C E sk C H click I dot M P click 1 9 sk 4 sk 2. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Is there some rule to spread cards in tarot? Like, should one do a 1-3-9 spread, or can you do a 2 cards reading? You make your own rules. Spreads are there in order to give you sort of like inspiration and guidelines, like if you want to use them and if you need them. Spreads are really, really good for beginners, but you don't need to do them. You can do a straight line of 10 cards, you can do 1-3-9, you can do a Celtic cross, you can do all kinds of different things. There's also spreads, you know, a lot of people on like, I'm part of like a tarot server, and I actually don't look at it too often. I'm not even sure if this channel is still there, but I mean, people will make up spreads just for fun as a practice, to help people who need them. So like people will make, you know, unique spreads for the new moon in Leo, or for the full moon of Aquarius, or for a spread specifically for breakups and reconciliation, a spread for Virgo season, a spread for the year ahead, past, present, future, all kinds of different spreads for past, present, future. There's also different ways to make, you know, 1, 2, 3 spreads. For example, a lot of times people do past, present, future, right? But this one says silence, education, defend. I don't even know what that means. I could probably read the description and figure it out. But, you know, like people will make different kinds of spreads for all kinds of different things. Autumn equinox spread, Tree of Life spread. Oh yeah, that's like an old common giant one. Howl's Moving Castle spread, telling your own story of magic and courage. So yeah, people will make all sorts of things. Click, click, click. And Tony More or Less, thank you for gifting a sub to MNC. Thank you. Thank you, Tony More or Less. Thank you, Tony More or Less. Thank you, thank you. Shk, shk. T, shk. O, N, click, Y, shk. M, O, shk. R, shk. A, L, E, shk. S, D, shk. Tony More or Less. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Nice bug shirt and cat. Thanks! It's my big bug hoodie. It's very big. And my cat, she's also wonderful. I like that shade of yellow. You know, in real life, this is definitely brown. This is definitely just brown, but on stream with the lights, I would describe this as mustard, perhaps. Mustard yellow. Are you a mustard fan? A mustard yellow fan? I'm loving the new YouTube shorts you've been posting lately. Been a while. Yay, I'm glad. Yeah, they're really just things that people clip on Twitch. So, you know, truly, I mean this, if y'all want to see more YouTube shorts, then just like clip stuff. Because when people clip stuff, I'm more likely to Post it. Post it, post it, post it. Shaka, 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 shaka. Whenever I was young, hated mustard, the flavor, the herb, the condiment. As I've gotten older, I still hate mustard, but agave mustard, which is the vegan version of honey mustard, I do like a little agave mustard on a garden sandwich, or on a salad, or on whatever. Is honey not considered vegan? It is not, because it comes from bees. Bees, you may understand, are animals. Little sharky. Hello. Hello, little sharky, and little Travis. Both of our wee chatters. Both of our wee little chatters. Thank you so much, little sharky and the little Travis, for your subs. Thank you. Thank you. LI_SHARK_I_E. Thank you, little sharky and little Travis. Thank you, thank you. Love the extra members video. I'm glad. Yay. I'm glad you liked it. It was that's often how it goes, is like I have a concept in my head and I record it, and the first version is just kind of bad, and I stop, and the second time it's much better. Good enough, at least. Good enough to post. You're so Aerithcore? Oh my god. Don't make me blush. Don't make me blush. Thank you. Do you have that water bag thing nearby? Oh my god. No, I don't actually, but I'm glad you liked those noises. Right now, it is warming my bed. It's actually just still in my bed from last night, but if I leave it, like in my bed and I'm not like taking it out into like the cold air, if I leave it under my covers, it actually keeps my bed like kind of warm to lukewarm like all day, which is great, because at night when I crawl into bed, it's not going to be cold, which is like my least favorite thing. Which I think is funny, because there's a lot of people who want their beds to be cold. But I do not. I don't know. I like getting into bed and feeling warm. There is too warm, right? Like if it's summer and it's hot, like no. But I do not like getting into bed and feeling super cold, so I like to warm it up. Do you use heating pads? No. Could you change the thumbnail? No. So what I've been doing for the last couple videos is YouTube does a thing now where you can put 3 thumbnails on a video, and so that's what I do. I upload originally 3 thumbnails, and after like a day or two, YouTube will pick the one that's performing the best and just leave that one up. So I'm not like actively changing the thumbnail, but YouTube is using the 3 different thumbnails that I upload and choosing the one that performs the best. Actually, Robin, thank you for your sub. Thank you, actually, Robin. Thank you so much. C D click U A sh L double L double L double L Y sh underscore R O sh B click I dot N sh. Thank you so much, actually, Robin. Actually, Robin. Gracie, my dear, would you like to say hello to chat? Would you like to say hello? You're being very sweet tonight. Very sweet. Jean Shorts. Thank you for your prime. Thank you for your prime, Jean Shorts. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. J, click, E, A, N, S, H, click, O, sh, R, T, S, S. Thank you very much, Jean Shorts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Listen, listen, listen to the little metal cups. And the cat licking noises. Jose, you got it. These are tea candle holders. Little candles used to be in here. Little tiny, little baby candles. My friend's cat had kittens 6+ months ago, and the runt is having issues getting adopted because of medical issues. Oh no, I already have a disabled elder cat, so guess who has another special needs baby. I'm so excited to go pick her up. Oh gosh, man. I love animals. TikTok knows, or not TikTok, YouTube Shorts knows now that I'm on a dog kick, and it's not good, okay? I keep getting dogs advertised to me, every variety of German Shepherd and, what are they called, Rhodesian Ridgebacks, and other dogs. It's mostly shepherding dogs and hunting dogs that I've been advertised lately. Not formally advertised, it's just people talking about these dogs, but I feel like YouTube is trying to make me buy a dog. Buy a fancy breeder dog as well, which I am not going to do. But yeah, it's a lot. I do love looking at all of the different types of dogs and all of their different capabilities and sort of personality traits. If you want to borrow a Rhodesian, you can borrow mine. Alright, noted. I get so, not jealous, but I get so excited imagining whenever I'm, on a run or a walk and I see someone else running with their big dog next to them, I get so excited imagining being able to run with a big dog. It just sounds so fun to have a running buddy that's not a frickin' human, you know what I mean? dogs have all of the good qualities of running buddies. Like, they definitely push you to go harder and faster and longer, but none of the negative qualities of running buddies, which is like scheduling and talking. Talking while running sucks, okay? It sucks. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's very hard. But having like a good big dog to run with sounds so nice. I had the same thing happening with all my friends. These lovely, absolutely mental people got together and gifted me 2 giant framed posters, one Star Wars and one Doctor Who, and I don't know how they knew. I started a deep dive lore into Doctor Who lore like 3 weeks ago. Yes, the world, the universe figures us out. I've always thought of having a dog, but I'm more of a cat person, I guess, but I still love dogs, yeah. I always wanted to bike while running with my dogs, but knowing them, I'm sure they'll make me fall by turning 90 degrees suddenly. Yeah, that's fair. In a book I'm reading, the magician is presented as the conscious and empowered mind, whereas the high priestess is seen as the intuitive but unconscious portion of the mind. To what extent would you agree with this? I would agree with that. I think mostly fully. I think of the high priestess as, more of the intuitive, and the magician as the manifested, or manifesting, rather, as a verb. I think the magician manifests the future that he desires. The high priestess knows, has an intuitive sense of the future, the past, whatever's going on. And they kind of have a deep knowing and understanding of the world around them, the people around them, the future. Yeah. I think of the magician more as a card about resourcefulness, honestly. Resourcefulness, manifesting, power. And I think of the high priestess more as a spiritual, intuitive, advice-giving card, not necessarily I don't think of the high priestess as a card about changing the future. I think of the high priestess as a card about understanding. Is this the mainstream understanding of those cards? I would say from what I've been exposed to, yes. But especially when it comes to esoteric stuff, I feel like a lot of us have different ideas of what's mainstream, but as far as what I've been exposed to, yes, I would say that is the majority representation that I've seen of those cards. I didn't come up with it myself. Skibbity, welcome in, Thunder Bunsium. I'm new to Twitch. Any tips? You're doing great. Alright, you are doing great, just as you are. Skibbity is a good way to start, especially misspelling it the way you did. That's very quirky. Skibbity, that's very quirky and cute. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were a pro, okay? I thought the magician means talented and gifted. The magician is often related to natural talents. Yes, natural talents. But I would say it's natural talents plus the productive urge to use those talents, The magician is a highly productive card. Did you know that Godzilla turned 70 years old today? I did not. Congrats to Godzilla. Congrats to Godzilla. How much of your interpretation Y'all like that sound? That's such a good emote for it, Javi. That's so good. How much of your interpretation of the cards relies on traditional meanings? How much comes from your personal perspective? I mean, it is all derived from traditional meanings, but my personal perspective kind of colors it, I would say. And because of my perspective, I'm probably more likely to emphasize certain aspects of the traditional meanings that other people wouldn't. Other people might emphasize different aspects of the traditional meanings that I wouldn't. So like my personal perspective definitely colors and flavors the way that I view the cards. But I mean, there's no card in the tarot deck that I'm just like, everyone else has got this one all wrong. I'm the only one who knows this about the Chariot. There's no card like that. Because at the end of the day, it is a system that is made by other people that I use, right? I use the system of the tarot, and I interpret it. I am a filter for the near infinite, or not infinite, I shouldn't say. Well, yeah, the near infinite meanings of like different readings and card spreads and all that. I am a filter, along with like the context of the reading itself is also going to be a filter, you know, who I'm doing the reading for, where we're doing the reading. All of those things sort of are filters for the meanings of the cards that make it what it is. When you said I was misspelling and I'm good for doing that, was that sarcastic? It was not sarcastic in the sense that it was the opposite of true, but it was sarcastic in the sense that there was some tongue-in-cheek humor involved, but it was also sincere in the sense that, like, you know, sometimes Twitch users misspell things, and they also say skibbity as like a fun, cute joke, and it is a good way to participate in the larger community of Twitch, to drop a skibbity every now and then, and to misspell it. It is a valid way of participating in the larger Twitch community. Exactly, MNC. Very good. Very good job, everyone. Good job. Good job. Good. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Very good. Good job, MNZ. Good job, Lydia. Good job, Pumpkin Lunatic. Very good job, Harlow the Hoodlum. Good job, Insightful Mole. Good job, Gisley. Good job, CEO. Good job, Jose. Good job, Izzy. Good job, Alice. Good job, Joe Arthas. Anime Birder. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your sub. Thank you so much. 2 whole hours. It's so true. Thank you so much for your sub, Anime Birder. And I thought B wait E shk B click I dot R shk D E sk R shk. Very good job, Anime Birder. Shk. Good job, chat. I am so proud of you for all misspelling skibbity so creatively. Welcome to the chat, S. Valkyrie. Welcome, welcome. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god. I need to do a moldy lunchly mukbang for ASMR, for my ASMR channel. Maybe I should do it as Brain Rot Bambi lunchly mukbang. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do they make them in vegan? Are there any vegan lunchlies? I don't know. I actually don't know. It's discontinued? I will have to make my own? Okay, I can do that. I can figure that out. I'll literally just buy maybe I'll figure out a vegan lunchable. I'll just relabel it. Are there any lunchables that are vegan? Are lunchables, I don't even know. Are there any things like lunchables that are vegan at supermarkets on Amazon? Does anyone know? Oh. I dropped one. Probably at Whole Foods. Yeah, maybe. Marius, thank you so much for your sub. Thank you. Click, R-I.U S _ Borsk 3 2 1. Thank you, Marius. Marius is the name of the Les Mis male lead, right? That's not Valjean or Javert, the other one. That guy's Marius, right? The young lover, Marius. Empty chairs at empty tables, where my friends are dead and gone. Oh, my friends, don't ask me what the sacrifice was for. I have an idea for Jeffree Star as well. I'm not really a big fan, but I do think that this would be a very on-brand thing for him to do. He should make a lunchly makeup palette. Am I right? I think I'm right. I think one of those big makeup drama YouTubers needs to make a lunchly makeup palette. They can even make it smell like mold or something. Is Jeffree Star still alive, dude? I don't know if he's ever been alive. Honestly, he might be an undead, okay? Jeffree Star is still pretty big now. Yeah, I think he is pretty big. He is someone who I'm pretty comfortable saying bad person. What's the tea? What even happened with him? I mean, he has been on the internet since ye olden MySpace days. I think he used to make music. I think he used to make emo music in ye olden MySpace days. In his defense, the standards for internet behavior were very, very different back then. And it wasn't as taboo back then to do the things that he did, but it is still very bad. It is very, 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 very bad. Every really bad thing that you can imagine doing, he probably did. Yeah. I mean, like, every bad thing that you can imagine saying. Maybe I should say that. He said things. He said things. He said all the things. He said all the things. And that's very, very broad, Sleepy. Yeah, okay. I don't think he like murdered anyone. Okay, I don't think he murdered anyone. I don't think he did. As far as I know, he's never been violent, actually. So that's good. I think that's good. Yeah, he's never been violent. Very good. But like, his personality, I would say, is is pretty rough. In recent years, and this actually gives me more of an ick because I don't care very much about what people did in their past. I can't care that much about what people did in their past because I know people and how much they've changed, and I know how much the standards of behavior have changed over time, especially for artists, especially for people, how they act on the internet. Like, I don't really want to hold people super accountable for things that they did 10, 20 years ago, unless those things were like murder, okay? You know what I mean? Like, there are some things that are always bad and have always been bad, and if you have not been prosecuted for murder and you get found out 10 years later, I do think you should maybe get prosecuted for that. But like, when it comes to words that are said and other just kind of sentiments that are said from a lack of knowledge, from a place of ignorance, whatever, I have a lot of grace for what people have said in their past. Even as recent as like 2 years ago, if the person is like 20 years old and they come from like an isolated community, you know what I mean? I want to judge people by what they're doing today, by patterns of behavior in recent history, by what they intend to do on the future. You know what I mean? It seems like a lot of really, really, really big YouTubers have had close relationships with Jeffree Star, and he has exhibited a pattern of like treating them badly and then making them keep his bad behavior a secret because of the things that they've confided in him. I don't want to say it's blackmail because I feel like that's like a pretty specific and extreme term, but some people have called it that. So yeah, he has a habit of like getting really close with people and kind of collecting their secrets and then using those secrets against them, and he's done this with many, many people. He also just is in a lot of weirdly exploitative relationships. I think some of his most public online relationships have been with like Shane Dawson, Trisha Paytas, Jeffree Star, and most recently that I know, Eugenia Cooney. And it's always been weird because he seems to always, all of those other people, Jeffree Star, Trisha, Shane Dawson, or sorry, not Jeffree, James Charles, Trisha Paytas, Shane Dawson, Eugenia Cooney, all of them have always been pretty isolated, I would say, in their like YouTube bubble. Maybe not Shane, but like he tends to get really, really close with specific YouTubers, and make them feel like everyone else is a bully except for him. Everyone else is a bully except for Jeffree Star. He's their only real friend. And I don't know, it's just like, it always feels very uncomfortable. A lot of people are pretty grossed out by his current relationship with Eugenia Cooney, because clearly she is someone who is just like struggling and she worships him Like, she is constantly talking about his products and how good of a friend he is and all of this stuff, and he makes like kind of shitty passive aggressive comments to her about her online, about her body, which, like, oh my god, it's just like uncomfortable to watch. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. Hello, Drifting Daiquiri. Master manipulator. It's really hard to call someone a master manipulator when you don't know them personally. Like, I don't know, it's so hard, especially because, you know, unhealthy people attract unhealthy people. And the people who Jeffree Star has had these relationships with, the people who he's manipulated probably the worst publicly, are also pretty, like, unsavory individuals in a lot of cases. Deeply troubled individuals, you know what I mean? So a lot of people, I think, don't have a lot of mercy or grace for his victims, because they're like, you know, who cares if you're putting Shane Dawson in a horrible situation? Who cares if you're putting Trisha Paytas in a horrible situation or James Charles in a horrible situation? We hate them, you know what I mean? And yeah, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good mindset to have. But yeah, I think that is honestly why Jeffree Star gets away with a lot of his public meanness, is because the people who he's mean to are also people who the masses like to bully and disregard and criticize. So, that's rough. That's rough. Soren Bale says, I don't think he's a master manipulator. He just goes for vulnerable people, or people at vulnerable moments that are easy to manipulate and influence. Nothing masterly about that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, it's hard to know. I don't know how masterful he is at manipulating. Thank God. But I think the point is that he has manipulated people, right? He is a manipulator of people. Whether it's masterful, I don't think we can know, and I also don't think it matters. His practice is manipulation. And yeah. I think, like, he's also one of those people who, a lot of people have the relationship with him where they want to separate the art from the artist, so to speak, where they say, you know, Jeffree Star is a horrible person, but he has made genuinely good products. And as far as, like, if you're like a very capitalistic person, he has given a lot to the economy in a sense. Like, he's made this massive business, he's given a lot of people's jobs, he's poured money into the economy, and he's helped other small businesses in a lot of ways. And he's also very good at makeup. Like, clearly he's very, very good at makeup. So some people have the relationship with him where they, like, want to separate the art from the artist. Sure, he's a bad person in his personal life, but what he's done for the economy, for the makeup industry, for the beauty side of YouTube, for other beauty YouTubers, for the world of makeup is good, and he should be celebrated for that. And I don't know. I don't really care. Like, what I know is that I would never be his friend, and if any of my friends were friends with him, I would be worried about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of all that matters to me. I would be worried if my friends were his friend. And I would not want to be his friend. If he were to invite me over to his mansion, I would say no. I think I had a sub that I missed. Let me scroll a little bit. Mick Jake. Welcome in, Mick Jake. I hope that you're doing well. Click. C, J, A, K, click, ishk. 1, 5. Thank you, Mick Jake. Would you be comfortable consuming his products if they were something you were interested in? If they were something I was interested in is like a hard thing for me to imagine. If there's any good or service that I want, and there's only like one version of it, if there's only one version of the thing, then like, yeah, I would want that thing. But when it comes to makeup, there's just like always a million versions of the same thing, you know what I mean? So first of all, there's always other versions of the same thing. Second of all, I'm just not someone who does crazy makeup looks, and it's really hard for me to imagine like wanting these massive Jeffree Star palettes. It's really hard for me to imagine. I mean, maybe if I were more of a makeup person and I understood, if I had the understanding that his makeup was the only makeup that offered the same quality and it was exactly what I wanted, then yeah, I wouldn't be against purchasing it. But I think in the world and the reality that I live in, it's completely unnecessary. It's like, I just don't need intense pigments that last all day, that are waterproof, that I can do crazy shit. Like, I have no need, and it's hard for me to imagine the need. It's hard for me to imagine that I would need his colors and pigments specifically. I get my makeup from, like, what are they called? Like, pharmacies, you know? Like, and grocery stores. And I'm chill with that. Misk. Thank you for your prime. Thank you. Misk. Click. I thought. Ask. C. Click. Ask. C. Thank you. I actually need, and I've been reminding myself of this for like the past couple weeks, but I need to get new mascara because my mascara I think is like 2.5 years old. And that's too old. It's too old. It's starting to feel bad on my eyelashes. But I keep forgetting. Oh god, I keep forgetting. I went to the grocery store like literally today and I forgot. Whatever. It's okay. Next time. All my makeup is from Target. Nice. Final cut. Or fine cut. Sorry. If you have any Greg Doucette drama, call me, but I will be lurking most of the stream, eating and studying for my exam tomorrow. You got it, McJake. You got it. Shaka. Howdy, I love the vibe, and I've enjoyed your clear articulation of the opinions on JS. Oh, thank you, Noitsuki. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the chat. Brandon the Fish, just shave the eyelashes. Honestly, you know, that's a vibe. Basically, do you think it's worthwhile to boycott if the product is solid, but you disagree with the business or personalities? Basically, you're asking if I think boycotts are effective, right? Yeah, I think boycotts are effective. So I think there's 2 good reasons to boycott. You have to, like, you can boycott something on a personal principle, and then you can also boycott something because you think it's an effective boycott, right? If you're not someone who cares about, like, the spiritual implications of doing something bad, even if it has no negative effect, then I don't think you should care about boycotting over principle. That's kind of like a spiritual thing to engage in, you know, like it's part of why I'm vegan. Because of government subsidies, like I have a dream and a hope that by partaking in a personal boycott of dairy, that I'm doing something effective. But because we have all of these subsidies pouring into the dairy industry and stuff, I also kind of have an acceptance of the fact that I am doing more of like a spiritual, principled rejection of a product because the product is inherently cruel, is inherently harmful, not because it has necessarily any effect on the industry, right? And yeah, so I take kind of a principled spiritual stance on a lot of these vegan things that I boycott. When it comes to things like makeup, the product, like Jeffree Star's makeup, is not a cruel product. It's not a product of cruelty and suffering. I'm actually not super sure personally about his like factory standards. I don't know if there's been any major investigations of his factories, but from the very shallow knowledge that I have, it seems like his factories are, I mean, all of his factories are in the USA, which means that they have ethical practices, at least US standards for ethical practices. I think he pays his employees well, from what I understand. That might not be true, but from what I understand, he pays his employees well. And all of that. So like the product itself is not inherently cruel, and just because Jeffree Star is like the CEO of his makeup companies, like I don't know, I personally don't see too much of like a spiritual or like principled reason for me to boycott the product. But I would, from a spiritual and principled perspective, not watch his videos, right? At least not in excess. I don't want like him to like infect my brain, you know what I mean? I don't want to say his jokes. I don't want to use his language. I don't want to like participate in the culture of Jeffree Star. That is a more kind of spiritual and principled rejection of him, in my opinion, than like not buying his product. Now, if there were a massive enough movement, if I had faith that there was a massive enough movement to like boycott his product out of ethical reasons, factory concerns, whatever, that it would be effective, then I would maybe partake in that. But also it's relevant for me because I'm not buying his products anyway, so like I'm not boycotting them, I'm just like not buying them out of disinterest. But if I were buying them, I'll drop myself into a world where I'm buying his new makeup palettes every time they come out, and I'm actually using them all, sometimes rebuying them. Wild. If I believed that there was like that his whole fan base was like turning against him and boycotting his products, I don't know, like I think the product is actually good from reviews of it, so I would kind of just hope that the company gets handed over to something else. So I don't know if a boycott would be, I don't, after having talked through it, I don't think that a boycott of his products would be the way to go. I think, because I think that the product is, I would just hope the company would get handed over to someone else. But I don't know enough. That's where I'm gonna end that. I saw recently that the number of vegans in the US has doubled, so it might be more effective to boycott meat and dairy now. There's a lot of studies that have massive increases in like people who say that they're vegan, but there's also, I think, been investigations into those studies that criticize how they're determining that, basically. Like people who, there's a lot of people who like support veganism who are not vegan, or there's like a lot of people who will be vegan periodically and like say that they're vegan on these studies, but they're like not, basically. so who knows. I think what is a real thing is that milk consumption has gone down a ton since like the 90s, like 50% or something crazy, but dairy consumption has gone up. So even though milk is falling out of fashion with the American public, there's so many products in our food industry that contain dairy, yogurt, cheeses, fast food stuff, freezer stuff, the most random stuff people will put dairy into. So even though the American public actually doesn't like dairy very much anymore, there's a lot of people who are trying to reduce their dairy consumption. And so the way that they do that is by drinking less milk. The American public on average is consuming more dairy than it used to because there's like hidden dairy in so many products. A big storm beached tens of thousands of starfish. A man noticed a boy walking along the beach, occasionally throwing starfish back. Oh, I love this one. Fine cup white salts. Boy, there must be thousands. You'll never make a dent. Do something that matters. The boy threw another and said, it mattered to that one. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I love that analogy. Drinking milk plain is a kind of weird in a lot of places in the world. Yep. I think the US is supposedly historically weird about that. Yes, it is. It is. It's because of big dairy, like our big food, I guess. I can't remember, maybe someone can fact check this for me, but like there's a specific decade in like the 1900s where capitalism really started like kicking in, right? And one of the great gifts of capitalism is that it results in overproduction of a lot of basic goods. And that's why you need to create artificial scarcity, right? Which is when you usually use some kind of PR or propaganda or other stuff to make people feel like they need a basic good or service more than they actually do, more often than they actually do, and a greater amount than they actually do, etc. So, having 50 pairs of shoes because you need shoes with this kind of sole and that kind of sole, and for this sort of event and for that kind of event, and you need all these different types of hair products and accessories because you need one for all of these different things. And one of the ways that the dairy and egg industries did this is they had a big push. My brain is saying that this was in like the 20s and 30s, but that might not be right. But there's this big push in American newspapers and publishing companies to publish recipes and recipe books that included dairy and eggs in baked goods that they weren't in historically. So a lot of breads, the more historical version of them, did not include dairy or egg. They were more simple, right? And you can still make really delicious cakes and brownies and flatbreads and normal breads and all of these things with less ingredients. But the egg industry, because we had like an overproduction of eggs, we started adding eggs into things that they were not in, like pancakes. You do not need to put cracked eggs inside pancakes at all. You don't even need to substitute anything for eggs. You can make really good pancakes with just flour and baking soda and water and sugar and salt. Like you do not need to put eggs in there. But people started pushing this thing where it just became normal to put eggs in stuff. And similar stuff happened with dairy, right? People put milk in their pancakes instead of water. People put milk in their oatmeal instead of water to cook it. And it does enhance the creaminess. And I thought cakes always had eggs in it. I think traditional cakes, like the fluffy, dewy cakes that you're thinking of, yes, would have eggs in it. But the point is that, like, eggs and dairy began to be included in more and more and more and more stuff. Where was I going with this? And so that's why we eat a lot of dairy and eggs now. I don't remember how this started. Why did I start talking about this? Azazel, thank you for your prime. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A, click, Z, A, shk, C, sk, A, click, 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 click. Sorry, E, L, underscore, T, shk, R, sk. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you were talking about making a difference as a vegan even though government subsidies? Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know what, like, I cannot confidently argue veganism as strictly partaking in an economic boycott, because I do not have faith in the integrity of our economic system and the integrity of how supply and demand work in relation to big food. I am vegan for ethical reasons, like spiritual ethical reasons, and to an extent for health stuff, although I think that there's evidence I think there's plenty of evidence that you don't need to be like completely vegan to be healthy. I think that there's benefits to veganism for health reasons, but I mean, it's mostly like a spiritual rejection of a harmful and unnecessary thing for me. I can't confidently argue it from like a participate in the boycott until it works perspective. The Buddha was vegetarian but used to sometimes eat meat when invited into houses where meat was served. Yeah, that's the same for a lot of Catholic monastic orders as well. Benedictine orders and Carmelite orders, Cistercian orders, and I think Servite orders. There might be more, but I'm pretty sure at least those used to be very, very strict vegetarians, except for when they were like traveling, because a lot of these orders were also, if they were traveling, they would take on kind of a mendicant vocation, and so they would be kind of beggars. So beggars, in a very literal sense, beggars can't be choosers. If someone gave them meat, they would be grateful for it and eat it, because it wasn't about, disgust for the product, or even like disgust for the premise of killing an animal. It was about spiritual simplicity. And at the time, if you're living in community, in a stable community, the vow of simplicity meant eating rice and beans and oats and grains and vegetables and fruit. That is simple. Meat is just more of an extravagant dish, and that was where the sort of sinfulness came from it. It wasn't the harm of hurting the animal, because that wasn't considered at that time to be like, people weren't taking animals into their sort of moral accountability because they had bigger fish to fry, right? But it was just the extravagance of raising animals, herding animals, slaughtering animals. It requires a lot of stuff, so it was an extravagant, decadent thing. But nowadays, that is the reason why nowadays a lot of Carmelite orders, Cistercian orders, Dominican orders, depending on their location, they're not always vegetarian because of meat subsidies, dairy subsidies. The spiritual simplicity for them takes the form of eating the cheapest food, which will sometimes be meat and dairy products. And the spiritual simplicity, as viewed from that perspective, just is always means consuming the cheapest and most accessible foods. Kind of also trying to balance that with like health. No, Hitsuki, that is exactly what they are. Empty tea candle shells. Oh, very good point, Destructicon. It's important to know that boycotts can sometimes be a luxury not everyone has access to. Some food islands don't have good vegan support or clothing alternatives, so it's something people have to decide on their own. Yeah. Yeah. Fjords Dizzle. What are your thoughts on the research that shows plants scream when damaged and harvested? The scream is outside human hearing range, but could they also have some sort of consciousness? I don't know if I would go so far as to say that they have some sort of consciousness, but they clearly do have some sort of biological community, right? That they partake in a non-individual way, right? They're partaking in a ecosystem. Sentience? I don't even think so. Definitely not. I think consciousness is below sentience. But what are my thoughts on it? It doesn't matter to me on a level of like, should I not eat plants either? Because the point of simplifying your diet is, for ethical reasons, is to like simplify it so that you don't partake in unnecessary harm, right? Unnecessary harm. I don't need to eat animals, and so like I do need to eat plants. Like I actually need it. So the reason that I don't worry about eating plants is the same reason I don't shame lions for eating gazelles. Like, I don't think lions are murdering gazelles. I would never say it like that. I don't think lions are, I wouldn't even call, I wouldn't call what they're doing mean when they're killing gazelles. Like, they're eating food out of hunger. They're eating gazelles out of hunger. Lions eat gazelles, right? Or am I in like two different biomes? I think lions eat gazelles. Antelope? Cantaloupe? I don't know. You right? Gazelles? Okay. So yeah, I eat plants because I'm hungry. I harm plants. I maybe even, hurt plants some could even argue I make plants bleed, right? When I cut into the tomatoes and little bits of juice come out of them, right? But I don't think I'm being cruel. I don't think I'm being mean. I think I am engaging with the world in a very reasonable way when I do that. The tomato is literally asking for it, Galaxy Wanderer. Exactly, exactly. There's eating to eat and there's killing in excess. A lot of grocery store meat doesn't end up being eaten before it goes bad, so it's death and mutilation for very little reason. Exactly, Harlow the Hoodlum. Exactly. It's also like, I am vegan because I have the privilege of being vegan, and it's not, it's impossible for me. Let me think. I know that me being vegan is a product of me living in like a globalized America where I have access to fresh fruit and vegetables all year round. And I don't think that that's bad. I think that that's good. It has to do with the wonders of modern society, right? But like if I were living way up in north cold ass Canada, I'm sure I would be eating some meat out of necessity. And I don't think that those people are doing something wrong or bad whenever they're engaging in their meat eating. And what's important is that I don't think that it's permissible morally because it's their culture. I think it's permissible morally because it makes physical sense for their context. Especially if there's all kinds of areas in North America where indigenous people will eat animals, and it's not only permissible, it's like a moral good, because they, even if they, a lot of these people live in either food deserts or in places where the standing government actively restricts access to healthful food for them, or healthy food for them. So, of course they engage in these practices, and they should. Humans are my priority. Humans are always my priority. I do not think that animals are morally equivalent to humans. I just think that they are morally relevant. I also think that nature is morally relevant, I think we should cut down a minimal amount of trees, but we do need to cut down a lot for our houses, right? But we should not just be cutting them down for fun. We should cut them down when we have to. I think we should kill animals when we have to. I think we should eat animals when we have to. But yeah, I guess that's it. Do you find it difficult to get a good amount of protein and iron in your diet being vegan? So my family is anemic. I'm pretty sure 1/3 of women are anemic. So I actually think that anemia, the term anemia, or the condition of anemia, viewing it as a deviation of the norm, in my opinion, is sexism, alright? It's medical sexism. In my opinion, my uneducated medical opinion, because I think it's an extremely normal condition for women. Like, it's like over 30% of women are anemic. But that's beside the point. Do I find it hard as a vegan? I don't find it hard as a vegan, but they are things that I've had to intentionally add to my diet. Like, it does require intention, but it's pretty easy. once you have the intention. Whenever I'm working out a ton and like lifting a ton, it's kind of hard for me to get enough protein. If I'm like trying to build muscle or whatever, it's hard. It's a lot of protein powder. But if I'm just like chilling in my life, it's literally not hard at all. Literally, like, it's easy. But if I'm lifting, it's a lot of protein powder. Thank you for your bits. Blah, 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 blah. But for me personally, I've always found it pretty easy to control my diet because I'm not very social. And like, social engagements make controlling your diet really hard. Because whenever we socialize, like, eating is what almost everyone does when they socialize. You know, let's go out to dinner. Let's go out for dinner. Let's go out for dinner. Let's go out for... Everyone's always going out to fucking dinner. And that can make controlling your diet really hard, whatever it is, whether you want to be keto or paleo or vegan or whatever you're trying to do, carnivore, it's hard, right? As someone who is not going out to eat like almost ever, and not, eating socially almost ever, it's incredibly easy. I go to the store, I buy my own groceries, and I eat what I need to eat, and it tastes good. I also have very low standards, which I know this is not the best advertisement for veganism, but like, I have low standards for the taste of my food. I don't care. I grew up eating whatever my parents cooked me, and it was always delicious, but I was also like, I was just kind of brought up to believe that whatever I ate is good. Like, I don't know, I don't complain. My parents are good cooks, but also, even if they weren't good cooks, I wouldn't know. Like, I just put food on my plate and I eat it, and if I season it right, it's always delicious. I do not have high standards for my food. I don't need stuff that's all decadent. And so because of that, I think veganism has been very easy for me. Dear white people use more spices. Yeah, you don't gotta tell me. Ooh, Foucault, I relate to that. Not easy to avoid gluten while eating out without having to get into it. I just order a coffee and say I'm not hungry. Yeah, I often do that just as a vegan. I just, if we're going to, like, if I'm going to visit my family and they're like, hey, how about on Tuesday we go out to Mr. Hot Dog's Steakhouse and Meat Grill. It makes my life so much easier to just not eat there and just eat before or eat after. And people will always try so hard to make the restaurant make vegan food for you. Like Aunt so-and-so, cousin so-and-so, they're like, we just want you to participate in the meal. We will call ahead. We will make them make a special meal. And it's like, no, please, no, please, no, please, no, please, no, please, no. I do not need to eat at the table with everyone in order to participate in the family. Please, please, please. Just let me eat before, and let me get coffee at the restaurant, or tea. Or just let me just be low maintenance, please. Elvis! Thank you. Thank you for your sub. Thank you for your sub. You Fsk you S underscore Fsk E D Osk R eat and Tishk Usk S. Thank you. As a white people, we're doing alright with spices in my neck of the woods. I feel the same, Nohitsuki. I know how to season my food, but I will say, and the reason I know is because I'm from Louisiana, but I will say, being in Oregon, the Asian food here is fantastic. I never need to put more stuff on my Asian food, but whenever I go to a white people restaurant, and a lot of nominally vegan places in Oregon are salads and sandwiches, and it's kind of like American food. I do need to salt my food a little bit. I'm always glad when there's salt and pepper on the table. Whew. The Book of Sean, thank you for your sub. Thank you, Book of Sean. T H E B O O K O F S H A U and 1. Thank you for your sub. Thank you. Sinchope, thank you. Thank you so much for your tip. Thank you. I would love to read your poetry. Let's see what Sinchope has for us in poetry reading. Why is it when I am high, I only think of when I'll be low, on a mid-August night, and I'm dreading the snow? After all these years, I shouldn't mind communication breakdowns, I'm sure it'll be fine. Sometimes I forget all the words I would say, 1 minute feels like forever and a day. Nervous mornings and evenings have me nervous for the night, but it's noon right now. I'm sure it'll be fine. That's a good one, Sinchope. That's a good one. I like that very much. Very good. Thank you for sharing. Just a little bit of Tony Sasheries, you know it, Nohitsuki. And to all my Louisianians in the chat, I order my Tony Sasheries online in Oregon, but I do order it and I do use it, but I have to order it online. I get the big one. You can't get it in the stores. You just can't. It's so sad. Kevin Rock, thank you for your bits. It's been so long since I've been here and I can almost swear your hair is longer. It's so beautiful. It's probably not longer in its total length, but I have been growing my bangs out a little bit. they're a little bit long, but I mean, I guess it is kind of long. That's crazy. I feel like I just cut it, but whatever. It is this long. Shuck. The salt-free version of Tony's is actually very, very good. I like salt too much. I like salt. I'm sorry. I like salt. I think also, again, probably because I'm vegan, I am not, like, I don't eat a lot of salt, so, you know, putting salt on my dinner or whatever is, like, probably good. It's, like, actually good for me. I'm worried about not getting enough salt more than I am about getting too much salt. No Tony in the Oregon stores. You know, I think they might have it in the Walmarts here. But I don't go to the Walmarts here. I don't go to the Walmarts. They're horrible. Which is probably good. Like, there's nowhere where, like, Walmart is fun, right? But, in Louisiana, there were so few grocery stores that, the Walmarts had higher standards, I think, because they were more trafficked by everyone. Like, everyone would sometimes go to Walmart. I don't know. And when I was living in Louisiana, I went to Walmart. But I feel like at least where I've lived in Oregon, because there's so many other grocery stores and so many other general stores, there's more competition, and Winco is Walmart's biggest competition in the country, but especially in the Pacific Northwest, and more people go to Winco. And whenever I have gone to Walmart, which has probably only been like 5 or 6 times here, it's such a bad experience. And I think it's because, like I said, in Louisiana, it kind of seems like everyone goes to Walmart. But the way I feel in Oregon is like only one kind of person goes to Walmart. And they're very unpleasant. I just feel this like deep unpleasantness in the Walmarts of Oregon. It's very hard to describe. Oh god, I miss Winco. Dude, I love Winco. I love Winco. Winco has some weirdness in it as well, for sure. The last time I went to Winco, the cashier made me feel awkward because I don't know. I think he was trying to, like, flirt with me. And I didn't want to. But he also, like, wasn't making it clear enough, really, for me to, like, reject him. And I was trying to be, like, a normal person. You know what I mean? But it was a very awkward interaction. But I was also hilariously awkward during it. So, whenever I go at a specific time, he's always there. So we've seen each other a couple times, and every time I go, he compliments my hair. And he always says, I like your hair, miss. I like your hair, miss. I like your hair, miss. And I always say, thank you. And I walk away. And that's been our, literally for like over a year, maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, we have that interaction. I like your hair, miss. Thank you. Walk away. Which is already kind of awkward. Because I've always wondered if he says that to a lot of people. Or just me, if he remembers me every time. I don't know. I don't know. But this time, I think well, I knew that he remembered because I was putting my stuff in my bag and he said, I like your hair, miss, as always. And that was when I was like, okay, he does remember me. I like your hair, miss, as always. And I said, thank you. But I was having like trouble putting stuff in my bag, so I was taking an extra long time. And he walked up to me and he said, so what do you do for fun? And I said, I was like on the spot because I didn't know what to say. I do all kinds of things for fun. I said, I sing songs. And then he said, oh, that's really cool. I just bought and then he named an instrument that I wasn't familiar with. And I think it started with an H. I can't remember. He named an instrument that I wasn't familiar with. And I said, oh, what's that? And he described it. And now I also can't remember the description. So sorry about that. Bad listening skills here. He described it, which I don't remember. And then he said, what's your name? And I said my name. And then he said, oh, and he said his name. And then he put his hand out, and I shook it, smiled, and walked away. It was very awkward. What's your name? What's your name? Walk away. Very awkward, very awkward. But now I feel like I don't want to go grocery shopping like at that time, which is a shame. It's a shame, but I just need to like let it sit for a while so that he doesn't talk to me and that he kind of forgets about it, hopefully. Green Ninja, thank you for your sub. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. G, click, click, R, sk, E, sk, N, I, dot, N, J, A, click, N. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Green Ninja. Thank you for your sub. Shaka. Click, 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 click. You should go back there and ask him what he does for fun, then leave. Gosh. It's for such reasons I'm happy to be a guy, honestly. It must feel unsettling to have people randomly say weird stuff to you with unclear or creepy intentions. It's not a feeling that I feel like pervasively throughout my life. But yeah, every now and then weird interactions definitely happen. But like, I don't know. I think he was just awkward. Like, I don't think he had bad intentions at all. I didn't get any sense of badness. I think he was very earnest and kind. But like, I do think he was also unclear, and yeah, that's probably the most awkward part about it. Sintrobe, thank you for gifting a sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. S-K-I dot N-C-H click O-shk B click E-shk. Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't call him creepy by the looks of it, but awkward definitely. Yeah, I agree. But if he was clear, it would have been even more embarrassing, no? No, no. Like, I think the worst thing as a woman, and I'm not saying that this guy, you know, I don't mean to like shit on this guy because he seemed more awkward, like very socially awkward. But this is like, whenever I'm actually in a like a friendship with someone, or in like an environment where I know I'm going to be in someone's presence a lot, workplace or just like a place that I frequent, the worst thing is when someone is unclear and you are trapped being nice to them and wanting to be nice to them, and they like don't ever tell you their intentions, and so then they get like mad that you're being nice because they interpret it as you leading them on, when it's like, if they had just ever asked, I would have had the opportunity to say no. You know what I mean? But because they never asked me out or whatever, because they never asked, they were just being nice to me and I was just being nice back. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm just being nice to you, I'm not trying to like suggest anything. And if you're trying to suggest something or flirt with me, then you need to make that clear so that I can say yes or no, right? But if someone is just being vaguely nice and saying things that like could be flirting, but it would also be weird if I assumed it was flirting, then like, yeah, that's uncomfortable. Being direct is better. Being direct is better. Random Moose Brains, thank you for your sub. Thank you, Random Moose Brains. Thank you. Thank you, Random Moose Brains. R, click, A, N, D, O, sh, M, O, click, S, E, sh, B, sh, R, A, sk, I, dot, and S. Thank you. The flip side is that sometimes it's nice to build rapport first. Yeah, I mean, I think that there are slow burns, but the difference between like a slow burn and like a weird, uncomfortable situation is the mutuality of it, you know? Like, in a slow burn, when you're building rapport with someone or you're actually just friends first, like, that's mutual. You're mutually either uninterested or only a little curious about each other, and then something changes and one of you is into the other, and then it's time to be direct. Or something changes and both of you are into each other, and then it's time to be direct. But when there's like a long period of someone being false about their intentions, or deliberately ambiguous, deliberately unclear about their intentions, and the other person being oblivious, or not, are knowing that it would be rude of them to assume the other person's intentions, that's when it's uncomfortable. But when there's just a mutual slow burn, I mean, I think that's probably the best. Like, that feels great. Hukan, thank you for your sub as well. Thank you. Thank you, Hukan. Thank you. Each, click, O, sk, K, click, A, sk, N, click, 9, 1. Thank you. feel like with slow burns, neither of the people are interested until after they know each other well. Yeah, I agree. Condorcito, hello, welcome in. Welcome in. I'm glad you like this trigger, Vin. I like it too, I like it so much. Oh, I have a sneeze in my nose. I think I can hold it in. Me and my boyfriend were only friends, and then we found out we grew to like each other romantically, and he asked me out. When we met, we didn't have the intention of dating. Yeah, that's the best. That is the best. I love love. I love love so much. There's so many ways for people to fall in love and for people to experience love, romantic love, and I think that that is just one of the coolest things that humans do. We have a knack for loving each other, you know? People talk about like how hard it is to date, and it is hard. Obviously, like there are material conditions that make dating harder and easier at different times for different people in different places. But like at the end of the day, men and women are obsessed with each other, and men and women. Like it all happens. But like nothing will stop us, you know? People are getting fucking married in VR chat. Like nothing will stop us. Nothing will stop us. We are really, really good at falling in love across species, across time, for every different good reason and bad reason, for every different kind of cultural incentive. There's so many reasons and ways to fall in love, and we do it. And I think that that's really cool. Like, I don't know. All of us are the result of millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people, our ancestors falling in love. If there's one thing that makes you feel confident about, you know, your dating game, let it be that, like, genetically, everyone before you well, maybe not everyone, but most people before you have loved, okay? Most people before you have loved, at least gotten laid, like, most of them. And that is cool. That is cool. Ticket. In my opinion, modern dating somehow trains people how not to fall in love. I think we will win, alright? The soul of humanity will win against these negative cultural ideas. Periodically, culture turns against love. This is true in every nation. There are times of history where love gets fucked up. You know, there's like this whole period of like Russian history where there was like a whole bunch of old guys buying 15-year-old wives, and there's like an entire genre of paintings that comes from it. Weird stuff happens, and it's bad, but over time, the soul of humanity wins. All right? The soul of humanity wins. And we will learn how to love, even in a culture that disincentivizes true love. Like, for every culture that is disincentivizing true love, there's like a subculture that is promoting against it, rebelling against that bad culture. Like, we can't stop. We're addicted. We're all just loving each other all the time. It's everywhere. It's no matter how many like shitty red pillars are, there's like 100 rom-coms like still romanticizing like healthy but dysfunctional love. You know what I mean? Like, love is everywhere. Love is in the air. Love is in our parents, love is in our grandparents, love is in the Bible, love is in the movies, love is in our friends. Love is everywhere. That is the love rant of the day. Ah, that is so beautiful, Galaxy Wanderer. It's my understanding of love that it is always God's love, meaning that when you sincerely love someone, it's actually God loving that person through you. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a gorgeous way to say it. Okay, my friends, I'm gonna do something wild. I'm going to take the cover off my mic and do this super up close. Are y'all ready? I'm gonna mute myself while I take the cover off my mic. Okay, here we go. Is that too loud? Joe Brass, thank you for your sub. Thank you, Joe Brass. JOBRAZ27. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, this is high sensitivity. special rare trigger time. Rare trigger. Alright, let's put the cover back on. What are we gonna name this stream? I was about to say screen. What are we gonna name the stream? We talked about Jeffree Star and veganism and bad flirting. Jeffree Star, veganism. I think those were really the main ones. Well, I don't want to put Jeffree Star in the title. I don't want to get that attention. I'll say expired YouTube drama. Expired YouTube drama. Eggs and milk. Eggs and milk. And love wins. How about this? Expired YouTube drama, eggs and milk, and love wins. How's that? How's that? How's that? Good? Yay! Alright, that will be the name. Now, my friends, tonight we are going to raid Swoozy. And I don't know if y'all have ever... It's been like a month since I've raided Swoozy, so there's probably some people here who have not ever raided him before. But he plays video games and he talks, and I'm going to be on a stream with him, and we're going to talk together and play video games, but it will not be an ASMR stream. It'll be like a talking stream, and we'll probably be playing Space Marine 2, and we'll probably be streaming for around 2 hours or so. And he has a little bit of a surprise for those of y'all who have rated him before with me, and that is going to be exciting for all of us to see because I have not seen it yet either. But there is something cool coming, and hopefully it bodes well for a future tradition of us streaming together. But he has not gone live yet, so we're gonna wait until... Oh wait, no, he is. Twitch has just shadow banned him. I forgot, so I have to look him up every time. Very good, very good. Alright, my friends, I am so excited. I am so excited to see y'all there and chat. I'm not going to be there immediately. I'm probably going to take like 1 to 2 minutes to get my headphones, Discord, water, everything set up, but I will be there very, 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 very soon. Okay? So I'll see y'all there, and I hope you've enjoyed these tingles, and I'll see y'all probably tomorrow for another stream. Alright? Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good